I'm watching Star Trek. My neck hurts. But I was showing this. I made a short, and then I'm going to do this one. I found this. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like... I found this at the Dollar Tree, and I grabbed it because I had to make sure I was reading it right because I'm partially blind. I'm legally blind. But I had to make sure I was getting the right thing. And it's aspirin, but it's like bare back and body with caffeine. I grabbed it. I get something with aspirin. So I get Dollar Tree aspirin, or I get the aspirin from either Dollar General or Family Dollar. It's not the price. It's just I know which brands work for my body because a lot of stuff it's processed differently and it's not the same people. They have their own companies. But this is like bare back and body. So I grabbed it, but it had caffeine in it. So I took it in place of coffee this morning, and I didn't have coffee this morning, and it worked. But I did have a cup of Milo, I think. It's caffeinated. It worked. It actually kept me like functioning a little bit. I have to use caffeine in place of like my heart medication because I've had such a problem in America with just getting medical care. They don't believe in like medical care the way we're supposed to have it, and then they blame us for not having, something that legally they're obligated to give us. So I was violated at the hospital, and I wasn't the only one. And there was multiple hospitals. They're refusing medical care. They're refusing dental care. They're refusing education, but they don't have medical licensing, which is a federal crime. They don't have a medical degree, which is a federal crime. I needed a doctor with a medical licensing because I was hemorrhaging, I was pregnant, and I was having a brain aneurysm. I've never broken into someone's hospital room to falsely act like a doctor and violate them in my life. I'm blind. I wouldn't even do that. That is not my legal occupation. I have a doctorate, which means I have a PhD with no medical licensing. I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm a doctor, but I'm not that kind of doctor. I don't even force the doctor before my name because I don't consider myself that kind of doctor. I have an education with no medical licensing. That is not my job.
Log stardate 7414.1. Our best estimates place us some 4 hours.
It's my Spock.
No significant progress thus far reviving Ilea memory patterns within the alien program.
But anyway, I know this is not a copyright. I'm not trying to play none of this stuff. I'm talking. This is just playing in the background. I've been watching this because this is the first time in my life I've actually got to sit. I've read the book, so this is the first time I've got to sit down and watch Spock or Star Trek, anything. I was watching the new Star Trek movies. Well, the newer Next Generation Star Trek, like Beyond, and the other one, like Into the Darkness, that one.
What types of recreation does the crew aboard your vessel?
The word recreation.
Or my neck and my back hurts so much. I just want to hold my children. Like I want to individually hold each one of my children, and I want to know what happened. From the oldest to the youngest, I just want to individually. Any mom, I don't care if they biologically your child or not, from the oldest to the youngest, I just want to hold each one of my children individually, and I want to know what happened. They each have their own taste. Some of them have allergies that the others don't. Some of them like peanut butter, some of them don't. Some of them are lactose intolerant and they don't. Some of them want cheese on their spaghetti, some don't. Some have to have like vegetables with their spaghetti. Not because they have to have it. That's just their preference because that's how I prepared their food. It's somewhat kosher, but it's not because we eat kosher. It's because that's their flavor palette. They like meatballs that are made on the side. So the sauce is on its own, and then the spaghetti is here. Or they like actual spaghetti with noodles and meat in the same pot, but that's more like they want it for leftovers, or they want it warm, freshly made in front of them. I make homemade sauce. I don't always buy. I have made jarred sauce, but I always add something to it, and I taste. I haven't tasted to where we like it. And I always add vegetables to my spaghetti. My kids don't even know what the fuck they talking about. I don't put cheese in my macaroni like that. I don't buy no box macaroni. I have bought box macaroni. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't buy box macaroni every time I go to the grocery store. I buy ramen noodles, and I don't even buy that every single time I go to the grocery store. I have some on standby because my stomach hurts, and I'm so used to eating that because that's what I've always known. Not because I'm poor, that's just what I've known.
That is logical. You may proceed.
I bought peanut butter for myself for the first time in over 4 years. It's been over. I don't buy peanut butter. I bought peanut butter for the first time in over 4 years. I just randomly was like, I want some peanut butter. I just randomly, and I don't eat peanut butter every day, but I smelled some, and I'm allergic to it, so I don't buy it every day. But I have my medication, I have my EpiPen and other stuff right here in case I have an allergic reaction that like might send me to the hospital, which I don't want. But I have a mild reaction to peanuts, so I have to be careful when I eat peanuts, and I am allergic to it.
I remember listening about you. We wore that.
I'm so tired, and I'm not the only person. I want to know what happened. They told me I'm not capable of parenting. I can't take care of a baby. I'm not a child molesting rapist. I'm mentally unstable because I've never raped a child. They tried to tell me that I have a brain tumor. I don't have a brain tumor. I have cervical cancer. Anyone with a doctorate would know that I have cervical cancer.
One Delta. Remember?
I may not.
I don't think they realize I've never cosplayed in my life. I have a whole uniform. My entire uniform is solid black. A black beret means that someone is, part of a monarchy. That means royalty. That's how the American Army obtained the rights to wear a black beret. Because American royalty that were born and raised here, that were enlisted in the American military, like myself. I'm not an American Army because that would be treason, but I am military. I'm a black beret, which means that one, I'm a licensed martial artist, and two, I am legally a part of a monarchy, which means I have a royal title. I don't just throw that around and be like, oh, I'm selfish, abusive. I'm not like that. I'm not even that type of person. All I've ever known is work. I've worked the field, I've worked in the streets, but not as like, so I don't sell drugs, but I've helped people like win cases against drug dealers. I'm not even gonna lie, they shouldn't be doing that. I don't believe in drug dealers. I don't believe in selling people as prostitutes. I don't believe in sexual slavery. I do not believe in soliciting people as sex slaves.
Computer commence recording. Captain Kirk.
I don't believe in disrespecting people that are working and violating them like that. I've never made a voodoo doll of anyone in my life. I've never physically tortured, mutilated. I've never done anything like that to anyone in my life. I've never walked into someone's house and stole their property and just left. I don't do that. I walked into somebody's yard because I was raped and assaulted and they took my clothing. I walked into somebody's yard and took some clothes they had laying out. I didn't ask if it was clean or anything. I put some clothes on and I left. I didn't take their money. I didn't rob their house. They were laying outside, and it was either that or walk down the street naked. Which I'm not prone to do unless it's like an emergency.
That's fine.
I don't do spell casting. I don't do hexes. I've never been to a club on my own as something to do for myself. I've never done that. They had to drag me by my hair. I was naked. I was broken and bleeding. I was barefooted, no clothes, no shoes. And I was bleeding out, hemorrhaging from a miscarriage while starving to death. And they had been raping me for days. It had been multiple days, going on weeks. I was starving to death and I had a miscarriage because I was pregnant. I don't go to clubs. They had to shoot me and they broke my neck. If you know that people are dying or that they're being trafficked and they die, you're a party to that crime. If you have a split personality and your split personality denies, oh, I'm not a serial killer, I didn't do all that stuff, I had the part to play in it, but you knew about it. Or your split personality did it, and then the other part of your brain is like, oh, we had nothing to do with it, I have no idea what you're talking about. One, you a whole ass serial killer. Two, that's a sociopathic response. You dead ass a sociopath. I don't care what personality it is. I will kick the shit out of you. Okay, no. No, I don't do serial killers. I don't do child molestation. I don't do rape. I don't do creepy. I don't. Esta la spooky, no. Hola, no. A mí no. El señor Spooky, esta es no tu casa. El señor ladrona. Y yo entiendes, la muerte. Tu espiritual, necesito tranquil. No, no rega partir, el otro ramajani, se te llena. No. Ay, señora. Ay, no, se le mete a Hannah. Wanda malakas na.
These clouds create the purest rain on earth. It falls on earth. It's such a nature's place to feel.
I'm sitting there laughing. Me and my coworkers, we casually just communicating back and forth because we think this shit is hilarious. But no, I did not say shit. I said something else. It's a different language mixed in with English. But I'm sitting there laughing. We sitting there communicating back and forth, making fun of these people, but not because they we're not making fun of them because like it's funny. We're making fun of them because like we tried to help you and you sitting there mocking us. We're not gonna help you. That's not our responsibility. We tried to help you, but you made your choice. Don't ask me for nothing.
More miles driven, more dollars saved.
You want to make fun of us? We can make fun of you too, but we're not gonna do it the same way that you do because we're not that type of person. Me and my coworker were sitting there. I busted out laughing. They busted out laughing because we were laughing at the same thing. We were sitting there signaling back and forth to each other because that's what we do. Where do you know me from? You don't. Exactly. Where the hell did you come from in the first place? How did you know I was here? Oh, you that stalking serial killer, ain't you? It was Priscilla, child molesting serial killing rapist with a wannabe slave owner.
Just look at the evidence. With a family firm, with the name you know.
Why ain't you go back to Vietnam?
Trust. We don't just talk the talk. We walk the walk.
I'll go. I own land in Vietnam.
There's a wise.
I'll go. I'll go float down the river if I want to. Let me go.
Which roughly means those who take
you're schizophrenic. No, I'm not. I can prove it. Ain't no Facebook pay for my education. They don't believe in education. It's all fake.
No. Why?
Back to the internet with an eSIM from Parallel. I have successfully penetrated the next chamber of the alien's interior, and I'm witnessing some sort
I'm so tired.
image which I believe to be.
They better not try to copyright this. This is not. I'm not using this for no money. I'm just talking. This is playing in the background to keep me calm. I want my children. They don't want me to leave. They want my children raped, beaten, tortured, and sold as slaves because they're schizophrenic. I don't know who told you trafficking wasn't a federal crime. That is literally a federal crime by legal jurisdiction. You're a federal criminal, bro. I can't help you. I don't do that. The worst I've ever done in my life is petty theft because I was pregnant and hungry.
I'm seeing images of planets, moons, stars, whole galaxies, all stored here, recorded.
And it was my store. I own the building and the land that it's on. It's my store. I didn't walk into some random person's and just take something random. I walked into my store, took food off of the shelf at my store, and I left. I own the building and the food. I know everything that's in the store. Just like the other building. I own the building and the land that it's on.
Captain,
You telling me I can't be in my own house? I'm just trying to understand this. So you're homeless, you're disrespectful, you're abusive, you're in my house. So you don't know who you work for? So you don't know the owner. Show me the paperwork that says you're the owner of this building, because I know for a fact I own that building. Just like the other one too. That's why I'm sitting there saying I actually know the owner. No, you don't. Yes, I do.
I must try to mind know that
Property can be seized because of something criminal that was done. Not just with the IRS DAX documents, but if there was something that was criminal done at that building or on that property, they can seize that property as a crime scene for the federal government, which means it's private. If it's a military crime, which means a war crime, they absolutely have the right to seize that until we investigate what the fuck happened. That's why I'm sitting there saying, I know you own my property. I legally own that property. They couldn't pay the property tax, so I did, and I bought it. I don't go to clubs. I didn't know that I was legally obligated to be raped, beaten, tortured, vaginally, anally mutilated, and sold as a hostage at a club. There is nothing else. But what I've been through, I don't know what made your schizophrenia believe that I would go there. Your schizophrenia tried to convince you of something that's not even true. Your paranoid schizophrenic hallucination tried to convince you of something. I'm not even fit to be over there.
neurological trauma.
I have PTSD. I've never been to a rave. I've never been to a concert. I would not enjoy it. I know for a fact. I don't want to be there. I don't go to theaters. It makes me uncomfortable and I have flashbacks and someone usually tries to violate me. So why would I even want to be somewhere I'm not welcome?
Life form of its own. Conscious living entity.
A living machine?
I have been through some very unclean, dangerous. Some people, they wear their uniform every day because that's legally their job, right? They wouldn't even know what to do. I'm not saying they're spoiled. I'm not saying that they're disrespectful or ungrateful. I'm saying they wear a different uniform than mine. I'm not a police officer. I am military personnel, which means I'm a soldier. I work with the FBI. I have nothing to hide from the FBI. I hand them all the information that they need to do their job. Sometimes I hand them information and evidence that they didn't even know that they needed. Because that's legally a part of my job that I'm contracted to do.
This simple feeling is beyond Beatrice's comprehension.
That type of abuse, I don't get it, but I get it. I'm not just running my mouth. I'm gonna post this one too because I have nothing to hide. If I did something I don't remember and you tell me that I did that, I don't mind paying you money if I did something or you feel like I did something. Some stuff I remember, some stuff I don't. I was fully in a coma and told that I was schizophrenic because I woke up from a coma that I was forced into by a serial killer, that I was schizophrenic for being in a coma with a broken neck. Because they do not have any medical licensing or education in medicine. I can prove it. I mean, I'm aware that you're racist, but that's legally defined as schizophrenia. That racist ideology, that racial discrimination, those hate crimes, that's legally defined as schizophrenic aggression. So that's psychotic aggression or either sociopathic aggression, because some people are racist because they grew up in like cults or, well, racially prejudiced or racially biased groups that are, yeah, that does happen. I fully understand. I don't do Facebook. I don't celebrate slavery. I don't do Priscilla child molesting, serial killing, rapist, because one, I don't believe children should be slaves. I've never believed that in my life. You got the wrong person. I don't believe in child molestation. I don't believe in soliciting children for prostitution, sexual exploitation, or slavery. You absolutely looking for them Facebook people, and I can prove it. I'm not trying to convince anyone to kill themselves. That's not. I wouldn't even do that. If I really wanted to, I would kill you. But I'm not trained to just kill any and every person. I'm not no serial killer. I'm legally obligated to defend myself and to get the evidence and the people that need protection, either security or public exposure, to give them the security and safety during a trial where they will be testifying. I mean, there's safety in numbers for a reason. If you know something, say something. We can help you. If you don't say something and you're not willing to talk about it, that's fine. If you feel like your life is in danger, there's security for a reason. The Secret Service are real. I've been working with them for over 15 years. It's a part of my job responsibilities to hand over information or sometimes to work with them because they're protecting me. They're legally obligated to protect my children. They forgot about my son. I'm sitting trying to tell you, I got sons. No, you don't. Yes, I do. My son would never do that. My son wouldn't even attempt to look at someone like that. I'm not going to beat you. I'm not going to physically torture you. But what you're not going to do is disrespect me. You're going to learn. You're going to learn now. I'm not going to let anyone disrespect you. You're not going to disrespect yourself. And you're not going to disrespect me. That's parenting. If someone disrespects you, you tell me. If you feel like you were disrespected, go get some help, and then I'm going to come get you. If you need to defend yourself, absolutely defend yourself. If you need to get loud because someone's doing something, draw attention to the situation, tell them what's happening, and get help. It's okay to ask for help. If you don't feel safe, let someone know. That's just common sense. I've never been a man in my life. You have fake teeth, fake eyebrows, fake nails, fake eyelashes. Then you wear contacts and you cover your face to make it look like a completely different person, and you got a wig. Don't tell me I'm ugly. Don't tell me my face don't look right to you. I'm not a man. We don't know what the fuck you might be up under there. This is my natural body. This is my natural face. No. I'm legally contracted against any type of cosmetic surgeries. I signed a contract with the military. Even afterwards, I can't mar my body. I can't leave scars on my body, anything like that. And if you do, you owe us money. That's a war crime, and that's more than just a felony. That's an actual war crime, like raping a child. They can't just put on someone's uniform and say that they doing all this stuff as military. That's a war crime. That's treason. I don't know who told them that the president can do anything that they want. The president don't tell me what to do. I'm the queen of my own country. Literally, I'm the queen of my own tribe. I will fight you about my people. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for their security and for my animals and for my land. I have tribal rights here in the U.S., so I'm not even a U.S. citizen. I'm a tribe member here in the U.S. I have U.S. tribal rights as an American native. I have dual citizenship. My land is privately owned, and the U.S. government cannot take my land. I don't take that for granted. I'm not throwing it in anyone's face. I don't deny that they're doing fraud. That's what we investigate. I hand over all that information. You sitting there trying to run fraud and do identity theft. So they've been on deployment, and you're trying to use their information here while they're on deployment because you're schizophrenic. So you mean to tell me you're a drug dealer and a serial killer, and you were in the Marines, and you feel like you're a Marine because what? So you killed someone, or like what? How did this work for you? I'm not saying I haven't been through some sketchy stuff. I have. I'm Naval Air Force, but I'm through the Marine Corps, which is a separate. That's through the United Nations, which is when I'm sitting there like, nah, baby, I'm a black beret, and my solid uniform is black. From head to toe, my uniform is black, and I have 9 pins, actually. I have 9 pins for my beret. I don't take that for granted. I have guns. I don't like guns. I prefer to let them use guns, and then when it comes down to it, I'll fight you. I mean, I'm not gonna risk my life for just anything. But if you rape me, I'm gonna take that DNA. I'm gonna take all the evidence that I can to give it to the people that need to know what you're doing to other people. I've never tried to convince someone to kill another person. I don't do nothing like that. They say, oh, you schizophrenic, you disrespectful, you abusive. Do you even know who owns the building that you're in? Do you know who owns the land that you're on? Do you know where you at? I mean, I can guide you in the right direction, but you forgot where you at. You need to like, that's the reason for a mental institution right there. Institutionalized means that they're codependent on an institutional setting. I'm not. We're hostages. That is completely different. They were bomb threatening the UN federal offices, both field and private offices, as well as what they thought were like military offices for private services through different governing agencies that are monarchies, because they're mentally unstable. Some of them are intoxicated. Some of them are drug dealers. Most of them are not capable of being mentally stable because there's something wrong with them. That's not just an average mental illness. They're killing people because they're mentally unstable. There are people that rape other people. There are men that rape men. I know someone personally, they tried to rape him and he went on a killing spree. He was literally defending himself, and he did record some of it because they raped him. But I'm not saying no names, but he went back and he went on a killing spree because they raped him. He's ex-military, and now he's a veteran, but he doesn't have benefits because he killed other service members. But technically, he was in defense of himself and other people. He killed 17 different people on his own. Not all at the same time. He went back and there are other people that do something else, you know. You a serial killer, we soldiers. I would never do nothing like that. I'm going to give all evidence over to the FBI and what other people that I work with from U.S. and foreign branches of military. Because there's foreign services that are military here in America. the United Nations was supposed to be an opening to the other monarchies